God, it's a 6.5. I thought it was a 5.5. What's it blowing up? What's it? The C manual?
Click OK.
What was the other? There was another warning before that.
It said low engine power. What we have here today is the first ever Ford F-150 diesel.
That's right, and we're going to take it up and down the Ike Gauntlet, and that way we'll be able to test it and use that testing for the 2019 Gold Hitch Awards.
And I bet nobody else is taking this truck up 11,000 feet, 7% grade with 9,000 pounds.
I don't think so, and real world testing is coming up right now. As always, we're using Gen Y heavy-duty hitches. It has a drop and a weight distribution attachment, so we can actually try to level the truck and trailer out. Now we gotta measure squat on this F-150 diesel, and before we put the weight distribution hitch on, let's just measure that. So we measure on both sides, so this is about 36.5. It was about 39.5 empty, so basically 3 inches of squat, which is quite a bit for a half-ton truck. So we need to put the weight distribution hitch on and raise it up just a little bit. Checking pressures?
Yep.
This is a new baby Power Stroke, that 3-liter V6 diesel from Ford. Just came out, and it's 250 horsepower, and it's 440 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 10-speed. This is the real, we've been waiting for this for decades.
Out of 6 engines that Ford builds for the F-150, we've tested 5 on the Ike.
Wow, that's a lot of engines.
It is indeed. And by the way, this is the 4-wheel drive model, right?
Yes, it is.
We should take it off-road too.
What's the rear end, boys?
Oh, that's right, it's a 355 rear end axle ratio, which might be the lowest one it has. Wow, coming out the hill, now we're 50.
How's it going to perform on the downhill?
60 mile an hour, first brake application.
Whoa, it downshifted for you.
Yes, and that's good.
Look.
Whoa!
Holy cow, we got this thing under control now, 4,000 RPM.
I didn't know it went to 4,000.
I didn't think you could go over 35.
So fire up the exhaust brake.
Okay,
we don't have one.
Oh, get the manual out, see if there's one. They snuck
There's
one.
no exhaust brake in this
That
vehicle.
seems to be a thing, you know, the exhaust brake's not on the Titan XD, it's not on the Colorado, no, it's not on the Eco Diesel, but it is on the Colorado Canyon.
Yeah.
The smallest ones
The little
have
guys
exhaust
have
brake.
it.
Yeah.
The little guys have everything
Isn't that
the big
wild?
ones have.
Yeah.
Hey Ken, do you think it's doing the over rev on downhill? Because you know how
Look at
Duramax is
that.
doing that?
I'm at 4,500 RPM. Yes, you know, they have to be, because otherwise we would see pistons flying out the sides. we are redlining.
That would make for good
look
video.
at that. It grade shifted. It grade shifted down to, wait, it's still pretty high. It's like 3,700 RPM. 60 miles an hour. Okay, here's brake number 2. I have no choice.
Number 2.
We're using the same trailer as always. Our good test trailer is from CM. It is the Cargo Mate. It is 8 feet wide, 20 feet long. We can go all the way up to 12,500.
But today we're towing about 8,700 pounds. And I did it because, well, first of all, we don't want to be over payload on the truck.
Yeah.
And second of all, we're at 11,000 feet of elevation here, and Ford recommends decreasing your gross combined weight.
You're not supposed to read the owner's manual. Is that what you've been doing?
I read the manual.
We partner with Gen Y hitch, and this particular hitch is adjustable, and it's also a weight distributing hitch, which really helped on this truck. Now, if you look at the code below, that'll help you get a discount on the Gen Y hitch.
We tested the 2018 F-150 EcoBoost with 10 applications, 10 brake applications on the way down.
Yes.
And that had this very similar 10-speed automatic.
Right, and then they changed it for the Expedition. Remember, we did the Expedition. We were amazed at how good it grade shifted.
Yeah, the Expedition was
Look
really
at that.
good.
It grade shifted right under 60, but I'm going to eventually hit 60.
So why don't you explain over-revving for people who don't understand?
Well, these engines, you know, they're all protected at a certain point. And on this one, most of these diesels at 35 or so, it will shut you off, defuel you, whatever.
So you're no longer squirting fuel into the cylinder.
Look at this. This thing is just like the Duramax or more.
It's almost
Look
at
that.
4,500 RPM right now.
It's trying really hard, and there's a semi. I hope that's what's happening. Otherwise, we may have to get a tow truck. Oh, there, we got to hit it again.
How's the stability? How's it?
Well, we got weight distributing hitch on this Trader. Everything's smooth. We're not really porpoising or swaying, so no, it's perfect. Nothing wrong
I
with
noticed when I was driving it that it was pretty. It tracked nice. It was basically doing everything I asked for it. It's surprising I forgot that I was driving a half-ton truck for a little bit.
Oh yeah, now Andre pointed out to me this is a long bit. To me, I forgot it was a 6.5. I thought it was a 5.5. What's it blowing up? What's it do? C manual?
Okay, that's interesting.
Is that 5?
Yep, that was 5.
Now that's
But
that is
something is not happy.
Okay, so that's not the engine that's tanking or anything else like that.
No, the
warning.
transmission went into 1,000 RPM. It went in a completely different mode. But all the temperatures are good.
right.
All the gauges are good.
and oil pressure's good.
Brakes
all the
again.
things that would tell you the
Brakes.
engine's going sideways are all good. So you know, here we got to hit a brake again. I mean,
So that's 7.
wow. This
So-
is handling so much differently as far as engine and
Do you see it's not
RPMs.
downshifting anymore? Do you see that?
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The
all those
transmission
showing-
went into a safe mode, some sort of failure
Wow.
mode.
That's weird. So the engine didn't overwrap and cause a problem there, but the transmission overwrapped?
Something.
I don't
Something
know.
happened. I'm hitting the brakes again. Yeah, we did. We lost our tow haul mode, whatever reason that happened.
Do you want to reselect the whole mode? Like, okay.
Okay, there I'm
Try
back
that.
in. Okay, I've got to brake again. Well, that's weird. That's going to ruin our test if that's what's going on.
9. Basically 9 brakes.
Yeah, we lost our
It's
grade shift.
counting, right? We got down the mountain safely, but on the way to the parking lot, the truck appeared to be in limp home mode. It did not allow us to go faster than 7 miles an hour. But when we shut the engine off and restarted it about 10 minutes later, all systems were normal and we decided to continue with the rest of the test.
These big pipes on these diesels, they used to kind of give us a clue when we'd see prototypes and testing vehicles because you always saw the slots in the pipe. And that told you it was a diesel. Well, Ford on this one tested it with and without, and they didn't have the big temperature problem, and it was making some noise too. So this one looks like a gas pipe, except for it's a little bigger. But there are no slots to cool it off from the air flowing through it.
We're starting the Ike in now.
There we go.
Let's hit it, Kent.
We are. Can you not feel the thrust?
Not quite. Not quite yet.
Okay. We are accelerating though.
So let's see if we can maintain 60 miles an hour.
We're still gaining speed. We're doing good, actually.
Wow.
Wow, I'm doing almost 60. It's right hanging right there. Wide
Yes.
open throttle.
Legs are doing good so far.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna back off a little so I stay at 60.
Well, we started around 8,000 feet, right? And we're going up to around 11,000.
11 and change, yeah.
Over 11,000 feet of elevation, and Ford recommends actually that we decrease our gross combined weight for every 1,000 feet of elevation, decrease it by 2%,
Okay.
2%,
which
okay.
is what we have basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're actually in all
legal.
All legal. We are wide open throttle now at 55 miles
Well,
an
I'm
hour.
glad you're open throttle finally.
Yeah, now that's kind of it's comforting to do it because it's simple. Push the lever. A lot of them you got to modulate, and try to be right on the 60. And you're going faster, you're going slower. You're trying real hard, but this one's easy. When I'm learning about these engines, I mean, I don't call this a fast diesel. I call it a slower one. I just drove the 250 Power Stroke diesel and the 350 Power Stroke diesel from Ford. If you're in the heavy duty class, Cummins, GM, Ford, those trucks are made for pulling big loads and speed and going all out, and that's how they act. These smaller class of diesels, like this one, like the Eco Diesel from Ram, and even the Titan XD, and what they have from GM, those baby Duramaxes.
Yeah.
And their biggest push is fuel mileage. So I don't think that they give them the horsepower to be fast. I think they give them the torque to start off the load. And I think they're all about that, hitting that 30 mile per gallon mark. And I think we got to think about it that way. We're not going to get a lot of speed out of these trucks.
I really do appreciate the fact that Ford adds every conceivable gizmo to their half-ton trucks, and this is no exception. As a matter of fact, this is the only vehicle in its class that has these power-extending mirrors, and it's a really good-sized mirror too for trailering. On top of that, with trailering, you have the Pro Backup Assist, which is great for people who are not used to backing up trailers. It has a little wheel that helps you control it. Really does make it a lot easier for many people. On top of that, you have every conceivable gizmo possible for comfort and just to play with, which is pretty cool. But consider this, it's also a very expensive truck.
This F-150 also comes with this optional accessory, the bed extender, but I'm not a huge fan of it. First of all, it cuts away some of the space. Yes, it can put longer items here, but on the side it cuts some space away. And also, if it's folded back up, it's hard to get to these hooks, which is not a great feature.
Now, right now we're hovering around just over 3,000 RPM, right?
Yeah, a little over 3,000, and we are running about 46 miles an hour, 47.
And your cowboy boot is firmly pressed all the way down on the floor.
Yep, it's an easy run for me because I'm just wide open throttle.
Well, I think we can all say that this will establish the benchmark
For fuel economy.
For the
Right,
2019 Gold Hitch Award. This will establish it most likely, and then we can go from here with all the half-ton trucks.
Right.
So let's do the sound right now, because we're still wide open, right?
Yes.
63.5 decibels. I mean, I think that's one of the quietest trucks we've ever tested.
That's very good. That's very good.
I'm talking to you guys at 88 decibels right now, so 63 decibels is a very low sound level.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're nearing the end, right?
This guy is driving right next to me. I need to move over. Well, I'm still wide open throttle. I got a little bit of room, so I'm going to...
Okay, stop.
9 minutes, 40 seconds.
5.4 miles per gallon.
5.4.
That's really good.
So listen to this, guys. When we tested, and we tested all the EcoBoost engines here, including also the V8, which is not a turbocharged engine, obviously. All those trucks made it up the mountain at speed limit 60 miles an hour in about 8 minutes. But it's more efficient. All the other engines did about 3.5 mpg.
Yeah.
This is 5.4.
Right, which is exactly what you'd expect for this size of an engine.
The truck went into a limp home mode.
Yeah, that's what I would explain it. Yeah.
And what it did was, it went immediately to 9th gear. It cut off tow, halt. It didn't allow us to do the...
No RPMs.
Right.
And you couldn't manually shift it,
Right.
basically.
Wouldn't let you go into any other
We
gear.
just had enough RPMs so that we had power steering and brake boost.
Yeah,
Right.
and we don't know exactly why it did that.
We
Yeah.
have our guesses, but we're not going to speculate. Because of that, we're unable to finish this test and give this vehicle a score.
Just to make sure this wasn't a fluke, we ran the downhill portion of the test for the second time, and the exact same thing happened. We already contacted Ford to find out exactly what the cause of this issue is, and as soon as we find out, we'll let you know, and we will test the truck again.
Go back to tfltruck.com for more news, views, and real reviews. And where else can I go?
MrTruck.com.
And also, let's dump some water so we're lighter.
Yes,
That is a
on the way
damn
home.
good
because we're kind of
idea.
downhill on the way into Denver.
Yeah, let's take off
Yeah.
a couple thousand
We want to be
pounds.
safe. We all want to survive these events. We do.
Okay, let's go.